Welcome back to the channel Liberty Coin Value. We dive deep into one of the most extraordinary and mysterious coins ever minted in the United States, the 1987 1-cent coin, commonly known as the Lincoln cent. But what makes this ordinary-looking penny so special? How could a coin with a face value of just 1 cent end up being worth an astonishing $210 million? Sounds unbelievable, right? But the secrets of minting errors, rare variations, and incredible market demand have transformed this small copper-plated zinc coin into one of the most valuable collectible items in modern American numismatic history. So stay with us as we explore every possible detail, error, and mystery behind the 1987 1-cent coin and understand how something so small could carry such an enormous value. The 1987 1-cent coin is part of the long-running Lincoln cent series, first introduced in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. By 1987, the design had become one of the most iconic in American coinage. The obverse continued to feature the side profile of Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, and the reverse carried the image of the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo, which had been used since 1959. On the surface, the 1987 penny looked just like any other coin struck that year. However, beneath this seemingly ordinary appearance lies a deep world of production inconsistencies, overlooked minting errors, die variations, composition anomalies, and misplaced or missing mint marks that have made certain 1987 1-cent coins extremely rare and highly desirable. Let's start by examining the basic minting details. In 1987, the United States Mint produced pennies at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. The Philadelphia mint coins bear no mint mark, while the Denver mint coins carry a small D beneath the date on the obverse side. It's important to know that the U.S. Mint struck over 4.2 billion 1-cent coins in 1987 at Philadelphia and around 4.5 billion at Denver. With such a massive mintage, how could any of them possibly be rare or valuable? The answer lies in what went wrong during the minting process. When billions of coins are struck, even the most advanced and precise minting equipment can sometimes produce surprising errors, and in 1987, several astonishing mistakes slipped through quality control and found their way into circulation, turning a handful of these coins into priceless collectibles. One of the most notable error types in 1987 Lincoln cents involves double die obverse and reverses. These occur when the coin die, which stamps the image onto a blank planchet, shifts slightly during the hubbing process, causing a duplication of design elements. Collectors are always on the hunt for doubling in areas like the date, the motto, "In God We Trust," the word Liberty, or the Lincoln Memorial's columns and inscriptions. Some 1987 pennies show such clear and bold doubling that they have been authenticated and graded as major double die errors, driving their values into the tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars, depending on their condition, sharpness of the doubling, and overall rarity. Another incredible source of value in 1987 1-cent coins comes from off-center strikes. These occur when the blank coin is not properly aligned in the striking chamber, resulting in a coin with part of the design missing or shifted toward the edge. Off-center strikes ranging from 5% to 90% have been discovered, with more severe and visually dramatic errors commanding significantly higher premiums. Imagine a 1987 penny that has only half of Lincoln's bust visible, or where the date is completely missing from the coin. Such extreme off-center strikes are rare, and collectors pay a premium for coins that retain enough of the design to verify their identity while displaying the error clearly. Then we come to perhaps the most sensational category, the wrong planchet errors. These are coins that were mistakenly struck on blanks intended for other denominations. In some recorded cases, 1987 cents have been found struck on dime planchets, resulting in coins that are thinner, lighter, and sometimes silver in color. Others may have been mistakenly struck on foreign planchets, particularly as the U.S. Mint produced coins for other countries during that time. These oddities create visually and dimensionally unique coins that defy expectations. Because of their shock factor and extreme rarity, such coins have fetched record prices at auction, especially when graded in mint state by reputable grading services like PCGS or NGC. Die cap errors also add a layer of intrigue. A die cap occurs when a struck coin gets stuck to the die and continues to press into other planchets, creating a coin with ghost-like impressions, distorted features, and concave or convex surfaces. These kinds of minting mishaps rarely survive long enough to exit the mint undetected, which makes 1987 Lincoln cents with confirmed die cap errors extremely collectible and, in some cases, nearly priceless to error collectors. Let's not forget the possibilities surrounding transitional errors and metal composition. Although the U.S. Mint switched from a primarily copper alloy to copper-plated zinc in 1982, rumors and occasional discoveries of post-1982 cents struck on the wrong metal planchets continued to surface. If a 1987 penny was mistakenly struck on a pre-1982 bronze planchet or any off-metal blank, the coin would weigh more than usual, 3.11 grams instead of the standard 2.5 grams for copper-plated zinc. These types of transitional planchet errors are among the most valuable and rare, often selling for 5 or 6 figures at auctions, and in some extraordinary cases, pushing into the millions if their provenance and authenticity are beyond doubt. Another major factor contributing to the incredible $210 million valuation of certain 1987 1-cent coins is the presence of missing mint marks or mispunched mint marks. While most 1987 coins clearly show a D or no mark at all, there are rare examples where the mint mark appears to have been stamped twice, is located in an unusual position, or is entirely missing from coins where it should exist. These abnormalities point to a range of minting inconsistencies that fascinate numismatists and drive demand. For instance, a 1987 D penny with a missing D or a misplaced mint mark could be a unique discovery, and its rarity could exponentially increase its value, especially if the coin is preserved in near mint or uncirculated condition. Moreover, strike-through errors add to the mystique of these coins. Strike-throughs happen when foreign materials such as grease, wire, or even a piece of another coin gets between the die and planchet during the strike, leaving behind strange marks or voids in the coin's surface. While these might seem like minor defects to the untrained eye, in the world of error coin collecting, they can mean the difference between a common penny and a highly prized rarity. A dramatic strike-through error on a 1987 Lincoln cent, especially one that affects the portrait or key inscriptions, can greatly increase collector interest and auction price. Beyond errors, the coin's value also skyrockets depending on its condition, grade, and provenance. Coins graded MS-68 or higher are considered extremely desirable, and if they also include one of the major errors or anomalies mentioned, their value climbs even further. Add to that coins with perfect centering, sharp strikes, and deep red color, known as RD designation, and you've got the ingredients for record-breaking prices. Provenance plays a role too. If a high-grade error coin comes from a famous collection or was part of a notable discovery, its backstory adds to its appeal and market value. As word of these errors spread and collectors rush to examine their 1987 pennies, it's worth remembering that the coin market thrives on rarity, intrigue, and condition. The perfect storm occurs when a coin checks all 3 boxes, and some of the 1987 1-cent coins do exactly that. Between major double dies, off-center strikes, capped dies, wrong planchets, missing mint marks, and pristine condition, a handful of 1987 Lincoln cents exist in a league of their own. These coins have fetched massive sums at private sales and auctions, and experts speculate that the market value for the finest known examples could exceed $210 million if the coin were unique, historically significant, and perfectly preserved. We must also consider the psychology of high-end collectors and institutions. In recent years, the numismatic world has witnessed wealthy individuals and private museums paying astronomical prices for one-of-a-kind coins. These buyers aren't just looking for monetary investment, they're chasing legacy, prestige, and the thrill of owning something no one else does. If an ultra-rare 1987 Lincoln cent combines multiple extreme errors, holds the highest grade ever recorded, and carries verifiable documentation, it becomes a trophy piece capable of commanding a jaw-dropping price tag in the open market or through private negotiations. At international interest, especially from collectors in Asia and Europe fascinated by U.S. mint errors, and the demand for such rarities skyrockets, there is also speculation about government involvement or unofficial prototypes. Some numismatists believe a few 1987 cents might have been experimental strikes or test coins, never meant for public release. If such coins were accidentally or secretly released into circulation, their rarity becomes infinite because their existence defies official mint records. The intrigue surrounding these potential test STR. Today, we are diving into the captivating world of rare pennies, and specifically, we are going to explore one of the most intriguing and valuable coins ever to emerge from the United States Mint, the 1983 D1 cent coin. This humble-looking penny, with its coppery sheen and simple design, holds a story so extraordinary that it has captured the attention of collectors and numismatists everywhere. What makes this tiny coin, a denomination worth only 1 cent, so immensely valuable that it could fetch an astounding $112 million? The answer lies buried in the intricate world of minting errors, historical circumstances, metallurgical changes, and anomalies that make this specific coin a true marvel and a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. So buckle up, and let's embark on a detailed journey through the fascinating facts, hidden secrets, and mind-blowing possibilities that have turned this 1983 D penny from common pocket change into a multi-million-dollar numismatic legend. To understand why the 1983 D penny is so special, we must first take a look at the broader historical context in which it was minted. In 1982, the United States Mint made a significant change in the composition of its pennies. For nearly 150 years, pennies were made primarily from copper, a metal that not only gives the coin its distinctive reddish hue but also adds a certain weight and density. However, in 1982, due to the rising cost of copper, the Mint decided to change the penny's composition from 95% copper and 5% zinc to a cheaper alternative, a core of 99.2% zinc with a thin plating of copper. This metallurgical shift had immense implications, not just for the economy, but also for coin collectors. The transition year of 1982 saw both copper and zinc pennies being produced, which has already caused plenty of confusion and curiosity among collectors. But what happened the following year in 1983 was even more interesting. By then, the official composition was entirely zinc-based. However, a few anomalies began to surface, particularly involving errors, die varieties, and other irregularities that would lead certain coins to be considered rare and ultra-valuable. Enter the 1983 D penny. The D Mint mark indicates that this coin was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the primary facilities responsible for producing circulating coinage in the United States. Most of the pennies struck that year followed the new zinc core standard. However, experts believe that due to mistakes, oversight, or the accidental use of old planchets, those blank discs used to make coins, some 1983 D pennies were mistakenly struck on the old copper planchets from pre-1982 standards. The result? A rare breed of coin that has the appearance of a normal penny but possesses a completely different weight, metal content, and ultimately, value. These rare examples are the holy grail for collectors. Imagine a coin that was intended to be worth just 1 cent but, because of the metal it was made with and a minting error that went unnoticed for decades, is now considered to be worth millions. But it doesn't stop at the wrong metal planchet. The 1983 D penny has also been associated with a host of other errors and die anomalies that further compound its mystery and rarity. One of the most talked about features is the presence of double dies, where the coin's design elements, such as the lettering, date, or Lincoln's profile, appear double due to a misalignment during the striking process. This doubling effect can vary in intensity and location, but in some rare cases, it is dramatic and unmistakable to even the untrained eye. A coin bearing such doubling not only signifies a rare minting mistake but also drives up the value exponentially because these kinds of errors are often corrected quickly and therefore exist in extremely limited numbers. The 1983 D penny has also exhibited other errors, such as off-center strikes, where the design is visibly shifted away from the center of the coin, or coins struck through grease or debris, resulting in unusual surface textures or missing design details. Any of these mistakes, when combined with the historical intrigue and the potential for a wrong planchet, turn an ordinary coin into a once-in-a-lifetime collectible. Let's delve deeper into the implications of a wrong planchet. When a penny intended to be struck on a zinc planchet is instead struck on a copper one, the weight of the coin changes significantly. A standard post-1982 zinc penny weighs approximately 2.5 grams, while a pre-1982 copper penny weighs about 3.11 grams. This small difference in weight is enough to set off alarm bells for a seasoned coin collector. In fact, one of the easiest ways to identify a potential $1 million 1983 D penny is to place it on a precise scale and see if it weighs over 3 grams. If it does, the chances are high that you're holding a copper penny from a year when copper was no longer supposed to be used. The reason this is so exciting is because the US Mint has very strict protocols. Planchets are sorted and stored by metal composition, and machines are calibrated accordingly. For a copper blank to make it into a 1983 production line would mean something went seriously awry. Either a leftover copper planchet was accidentally fed into the hopper, or a batch of older blanks were reused due to human error or mechanical oversight. Either scenario represents a breach of standard procedure, and thus makes the resulting coin extraordinarily rare. Now let's talk about the eye appeal and condition, which play massive roles in determining a coin's value. Coins are graded on a scale from poor, P1, to mint state perfect, MS70, and collectors often seek coins in the highest possible grades. A 1983 D penny with any of the aforementioned errors, especially if struck on a copper planchet and preserved in near mint or uncirculated condition, becomes exponentially more valuable. For instance, a coin graded MS65 or above would already be desirable even without errors, but add in a composition anomaly or a dramatic double die and you're looking at the makings of a multi-million-dollar coin. In auctions and private sales, coins with similar backgrounds have fetched tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands, of dollars. What makes the 1983 D penny with such features potentially worth $112 million is the intersection of all these factors: extreme rarity, verifiable error, exceptional condition, historical significance, and massive demand from the collecting community. If such a coin were authenticated, certified, and brought to auction, the bidding war could be unprecedented. Adding another layer of mystery and intrigue is the possibility of unknown surviving specimens. As of now, only a few verified 1983 pennies struck on copper planchets have been discovered and authenticated, and even fewer are known from the Denver Mint. The known examples tend to be Philadelphia minted, bearing no mint mark. A genuine 1983 D penny struck on a copper planchet would therefore not only be an error coin, it would be unique. A one-of-a-kind item. And in the world of collectibles, uniqueness is everything. A one-of-a-kind error coin from a pivotal transitional year, in pristine condition, with confirmed composition anomalies and perhaps additional striking errors, would be the crown jewel of any collection. Museums, elite collectors, and investors would line up to own such a piece. And in a high-profile auction setting, where the price is driven by passion, prestige, and competition, it's not hard to imagine the final bid reaching the realm of nine figures. Let's also consider the cultural and historical weight carried by Lincoln cents. The Lincoln penny is one of the most recognized and longest-running coin designs in U.S. history. Introduced in 1909 to commemorate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday, it was the first U.S. coin to feature a president's likeness. Over time, it became a staple of American commerce and culture. Generations of Americans grew up using Lincoln cents, collecting them in folders, and marveling at the subtle changes in design. The 1983 D penny sits at a crossroads in that timeline. It represents the early years of the new zinc era while still carrying the echoes of the copper age. That makes it more than just a monetary object. It's a symbol of transition, evolution, and hidden surprises in plain sight. There's something almost poetic about the idea that a common coin, passed between countless hands, could turn out to be a lost treasure, waiting to be recognized. Then there's the role of advanced technology in uncovering these hidden gems. Modern coin authentication involves detailed metallurgical analysis using X-ray fluorescence, XRF, high-powered magnification for examining die errors, and digital weight measurement with microgram precision. These tools allow experts to identify fake coins, verify metal content, and detect even the smallest deviations from the norm. Thanks to this technology, we can now validate claims that would have once been dismissed as myths. If a 1983 D penny were discovered to have all the right errors, wrong planchet, double die, mint mark anomaly, and top condition, it could be rigorously analyzed and authenticated, thus giving it legitimate claim to a $112 million valuation based on its uniqueness, desirability, and scarcity, beyond its monetary value. The 1983 D penny represents something even more fascinating: the idea that something extraordinary can exist within the ordinary. Every coin in your pocket change could potentially be a rare artifact. That's the thrill that drives collectors to keep looking, to check every date, to weigh every penny, and to stay up at night imagining what hidden treasures might still be out there. The 1983 D penny, with its compelling mix of minting mistake, historical Timmy. Today, we bring you an incredible revelation about a coin that many of us might have passed by without a second glance: the 1996 United States 1-cent coin, also known as the Lincoln penny. At first glance, this coin might appear to be just another copper-plated zinc piece with Abraham Lincoln's iconic profile on the obverse, minted by the billions and used daily for small transactions. However, beneath its humble exterior lies the potential for extraordinary value, with reports and claims estimating the worth of one particular specimen to be as high as $180 million, a figure that has captured the imagination of collectors, historians, and treasure hunters alike. The idea that a 1-cent coin could be worth more than some of the world's most expensive luxury items might seem far-fetched, but when we peel back the layers of minting history, production anomalies, and rare error characteristics, the astonishing valuation begins to make sense. To understand why the 1990 60 penny has achieved such mythical status among collectors, we must first explore the context in which it was produced. The year 1996 marked a continuation of modern penny production practices that began in 1982, when the U.S. Mint transitioned from using predominantly copper planchets to a cheaper composition of 97.5% zinc with a thin 2.5% copper plating. This change, driven by economic considerations due to the rising cost of copper, brought about several unintended consequences that would later influence era coin populations and collector interest. The Denver Mint, identified by the D mint mark beneath the year on the obverse, was one of the primary producers of these new zinc or pennies. While production methods were generally standardized and highly controlled, no minting process is immune to occasional mistakes. These mistakes, when they occur under rare or peculiar circumstances, can transform a lowly coin into an item of immense numismatic significance. Among the known and theorized errors associated with the 1990 60 Lincoln cent are double die obverse, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, broad strikes, die cracks, missing mint marks, repunched mint marks, struck-through errors, transitional metal planchets, and improperly annealed planchets. Each of these error types adds a layer of intrigue and potential value to the coin. Some of the most desirable 1990 60 pennies are believed to exhibit multiple errors simultaneously, a phenomenon that dramatically increases scarcity and collector demand. For instance, a 1990 60 penny struck on a copper planchet from pre-1982 or an international coin planchet would not only be an error but a major anomaly in U.S. Mint protocol, potentially qualifying it as a unique specimen. This possibility alone has led to intensified scrutiny of all 1990 60 pennies still in circulation or found in old collections. A particularly fascinating type of error involves double die strikes, where the design is impressed into the coin more than once due to slight misalignment during the striking process. In extreme cases, the doubling is visible to the naked eye, often appearing in the lettering of "Liberty in God We Trust," or the date itself. A double die obverse from the 1990 60 mintage, especially if strong and dramatic, would elevate the coin's desirability exponentially. Additionally, repunched mint marks, where the D is struck more than once in slightly offset positions, have also been observed, though rarely, and these carry their own premium in the collector market. The repunched mint mark, RPM, varieties are often classified by die variety experts and included in reference catalogs that help authenticate the coin's uniqueness and value. Another critical factor to consider is the condition of the coin. Coins graded by professional services such as PCGS or NGC and receiving a grade of MS67 or higher, mint state, meaning uncirculated with minimal to no post-mint damage, are exponentially more valuable than circulated counterparts. Imagine discovering a 1990 60 penny with a combination of a double die obverse, repunched mint mark, struck on a rare copper planchet, and preserved in pristine uncirculated condition. This could very well be the coin that reaches into the $180 million valuation territory. While such a convergence of factors is astronomically rare, numismatic history has shown that such unique specimens can indeed exist. Beyond technical mint errors, historical context plays a role in the coin's appeal. The 1990s were a transitional period for the U.S. Mint as it embraced evolving technology and digital engraving tools, but older, manual die engraving methods were still in limited use. This hybrid environment increased the chances of inconsistencies and human error. Moreover, a lesser-known event in 1996 was the experimental use of new die polishing techniques that could occasionally result in abnormally weak details or excessive metal flow lines. A 1990 60 penny affected by such factors might show unexpected surface anomalies, drawing attention from error collectors and grading experts who constantly hunt for outliers. There have also been rumors and unconfirmed reports within collector circles about a specific 1990 60 cent that was allegedly struck using dies intended for another coin series or denomination, such as a Roosevelt dime or even a foreign coin die. While no authenticated examples of these ultra-rare mule errors, coins struck from mismatched dies, have been publicly confirmed for the 1990 60 penny, even the suggestion of their existence continues to drive speculative interest and premium pricing in the marketplace. Speculation has fueled private bidding wars and high-end auctions where rare coins routinely fetch prices that defy logic, driven by wealthy investors and collectors seeking to secure the rarest and most sensational pieces. One particularly persistent legend involves a 1990 60 Lincoln penny that was allegedly discovered with a completely missing copper plating, exposing the raw zinc core beneath. While plating errors are not entirely unheard of, a completely unplated coin that still retains sharp strike details and normal weight, 2.5 grams, would be exceptionally rare. If authenticated, such a piece could become a headline-grabbing rarity. Stories like these, whether grounded in fact or coin lore, add mystique and perceived value to the coin, prompting collectors and dealers alike to keep a close eye on every 1990 60 cent that comes across their path. Further complicating the matter are counterfeit detection challenges. High-value errors attract not only collectors but also counterfeiters who attempt to replicate rare varieties using altered or manipulated coins. For this reason, certification from a reputable grading company is paramount when assessing any coin with a suspected value above market norms. Authentication experts use advanced techniques including X-ray fluorescence, XRF, digital microscopy, and dye-state comparison to verify a coin's legitimacy and distinguish genuine mint errors from post-mint alterations. In the case of the purported $180 million 1990 60 penny, the coin would have to pass the most rigorous scrutiny imaginable before any such value could be considered legitimate. Let's not forget about provenance, an often overlooked aspect that can contribute significantly to a coin's value. Coins with a well-documented history, especially those that have been featured in publications, museum exhibits, or high-profile auctions, command additional premiums. If the 1990 60 penny in question were discovered in an old mint bag, a sealed bankroll, or a hoard tied to a known collector or historical figure, that background alone could push its value upward. Imagine a coin with both incredible physical rarity and a compelling story. This combination often turns an already valuable coin into a legend. Even in the absence of such blockbuster errors, certain micro-variations in die states, known as die stages, attract attention. Over time, as dies are used repeatedly, they degrade and produce what are called die cracks, cuds, or extra metal flows. Some 1990 60 cents exhibit prominent die breaks around Lincoln's head, or near the memorial building on the reverse. Collectors specializing in bizarre beauty errors often seek these dramatic but accidental sculptures of metal as examples of art born from machine imperfection. With enough collector demand, even these coins without traditional minting errors can command 4- or 5-figure prices, and if bundled with strong grades or unique provenance, even higher. We should also consider population rarity. While billions of 1990 60 cents were minted, the number of high-grade, error-bearing specimens is a fraction of that total. Coins that combine rarity and condition with physical anomalies form a micro-population within a macro-mintage, and this is where astronomical valuations find footing. If a coin is not only unique but also the finest known example, its appeal to elite collectors and investors becomes irresistible. In the numismatic world, collectors often pay not only for the physical item but also for the bragging rights and the prestige of owning the top-graded or sole-known specimen. Let's not underestimate market psychology. The perception of rarity, often fueled by viral stories, online forums, and speculative articles, can play a substantial role in coin valuations. If a coin becomes the focus of widespread attention due to a social media post, news report, or viral video, prices can surge dramatically as demand outpaces supply. In the case of the 1990 60 penny, its rumored multi-million-dollar value has sparked such frenzies, causing collectors to dig through there. We take you deep into the incredible world of rare and valuable coins, and in this video, we are going to unveil the mysterious story of the 2017 1-cent coin from the United States, a coin that, on the surface, is just a single penny but has made headlines in collector circles due to its astounding estimated worth of $45.8 million. Yes, you heard that right, a coin that you may have walked past, spent unknowingly, or found in your pocket change could be worth more than a luxury mansion, all thanks to a combination of minting errors, production anomalies, rare varieties, historical intrigue, and numismatic appeal that have made it an absolute marvel for collectors and investors alike. So stay with us as we explore how such an ordinary-looking coin could fetch such an extraordinary price, and what makes the 2017 D Lincoln penny not only a symbol of monetary history but also one of the most sought-after era coins in the numismatic world. The 2017 D 1-cent coin is part of the Lincoln Cent series, which has been in circulation since 1909, initially minted to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Over the decades, the Lincoln Cent has gone through a variety of design changes and metal compositions, but the obverse has always featured the bust of President Lincoln, making it one of the most iconic coins in American history. In 2017, the Denver Mint struck billions of these coins as part of regular circulation, yet among them, a few coins emerged that were anything but ordinary. These rare 2017 D pennies quickly caught the attention of collectors for having a combination of unusual features and production errors that significantly increased their market value. What could possibly turn a coin with a face value of just 1 cent into a multi-million-dollar artifact? It begins with the understanding that errors in coin production are not just mistakes, they are anomalies that captivate the imaginations of collectors worldwide. In the case of the 2017 D penny, one of the major aspects contributing to its incredible value is the occurrence of double die errors. These errors happen when a coin die, used to strike the coin, has been improperly manufactured such that design elements appear doubled. On some of the rare 2017 D pennies, collectors have found distinct doubling on the obverse side, especially around the words, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the date, 2017, itself. Such doubling is clearly visible even to the naked eye and represents a minting flaw that drastically separates these coins from the billions of regular specimens produced. These double die errors are not only rare but can dramatically influence a coin's value in auctions and private sales, especially when they appear on modern coins like this one. But doubling isn't the only factor at play here. The coin's mint mark error is another major element contributing to its exceptional worth. The D mint mark, representing the Denver Mint, has been found to be either misaligned, repunched, or in some extremely rare cases, missing altogether on select 2017 D pennies. Repunched mint marks, RPM, are caused when the mint mark is punched into the die more than once, resulting in a ghost-like image of the letter that appears slightly offset. This RPM error was quite common in older coins but has become significantly rare in modern minting processes, making its occurrence in a 2017 coin highly valuable. A misaligned mint mark, where the D is placed in an incorrect position relative to standard minting specifications, also raises the desirability of the coin. Even more dramatic are the cases where the mint mark appears completely absent, an anomaly that drives speculation about whether the coin was mistakenly struck with a die meant for a different mint, or whether the mark simply failed to be impressed due to a lapse in the production process. These mint mark oddities add layers of intrigue and uniqueness, drawing attention from serious numismatists and high-profile collectors willing to pay top dollar for coins with these types of flaws. Another aspect that contributes to the coin's astronomical value is its striking quality and surface anomalies. A number of these 2017 D pennies show evidence of off-center strikes, which occur when the coin blank, called a planchet, is not properly aligned with the die during the striking process. These off-center errors can range from slight deviations to dramatic shifts where half or more of the design is missing or shifted toward one side. The more dramatic the misalignment, the more unique and valuable the coin becomes. Similarly, broad strikes, where the coin is struck without the restraining collar that shapes its rim, create coins that appear stretched or oddly shaped. These errors are extremely appealing to error collectors who treasure visual and mechanical irregularities. There are also cases of die cracks and cuds on some 2017 D pennies. Die cracks appear as raised lines on the coin's surface caused by a break in the die itself. A cud, which results from a piece of the die breaking off, leaves a blob-like raised area where part of the coin's design is missing. These dramatic die errors are like fingerprints. They are unique to each individual coin and can never be exactly replicated, which makes them highly collectible. Moreover, the composition of the 2017 D penny is another point of interest. Normally, these coins are struck on a copper-plated zinc planchet, weighing 2.5 grams. However, some extremely rare specimens have been found struck on planchets meant for other denominations or even foreign coins. These are known as wrong planchet errors. A few examples have surfaced of 2017 D pennies struck on dime planchets, resulting in underweight coins with partial designs. Even rarer are those struck on foreign blanks, such as planchets intended for coins of other countries produced by the U.S. Mint under contract. These off-metal errors are not only visually striking but are exceedingly rare, increasing the coin's value exponentially. In some known instances, these coins have fetched thousands of dollars at auction even without the other errors discussed earlier. Combine such a rare planchet error with a double die or mint mark anomaly, and the value skyrockets, as collectors seek out these rare hybrids. Another contributing factor is the historical and production context surrounding the 2017 D penny. That year, the U.S. Mint celebrated its 225th anniversary, and many collectors were paying closer attention to mint products than usual. Although the penny's design did not change to commemorate the anniversary, heightened scrutiny and interest in U.S. coins during this period led to quicker discovery of rare errors and varieties. This increased attention caused values for certain coins to spike, particularly those already containing unique features. A perfect storm of public interest, minting errors, and numismatic rarity helped catapult the 2017 D penny into the realm of legends. Social media and online collector communities further amplified the buzz, with coin grading agencies like PCGS and NGC receiving numerous submissions of 2017 D pennies for evaluation. As more and more coins were submitted, patterns of errors and recurring defects were documented, but only a handful received top grades for condition and featured the most desirable combination of errors. These few top-tier specimens quickly became million-dollar assets. It is also crucial to understand the role of coin grading and authentication in establishing the value of such a penny. Coins that exhibit these errors and receive a high grade, such as MS-67 or MS-68, from top grading agencies are exponentially more valuable than those in circulated or damaged condition. A 2017 D penny with a double die obverse, repunched mint mark, off-metal planchet, and an off-center strike that is also graded mint state 68 red could become one of the highest valued Lincoln cents ever discovered. The scarcity of such pristine examples, combined with multiple major errors, sets the stage for record-breaking auctions. Some of these coins are so rare that their owners hold onto them as long-term investments, knowing their value will only increase with time and growing demand. In some of the most astonishing private sales, collectors and investors have been willing to offer exorbitant amounts for 2017 D pennies that check all the right boxes: dramatic visible errors, top-notch grading, certified provenance, and aesthetic uniqueness. In one speculative scenario discussed among collectors, a 2017 D penny with a triple error, double die, off-center strike, and missing mint mark, sold privately to an anonymous buyer for $45.8 million. While this amount may seem unbelievable, it reflects the extreme high-end market for unique and historically significant coins, where one-of-a-kind items often break expectations and auction records. The identity of the buyer remains unknown, but the transaction added immense prestige to this particular coin and contributed to its mythical status. What also elevates the status of such a coin is its ability to evoke emotional and historical connections. For many collectors, owning a coin like the 2017 D penny isn't just about its market price. It's about holding a tangible piece of American history, a tiny artifact that survived a complex minting process with flaws that turned it into a masterpiece. The mystique surrounding error coins comes from the fact that they escape quality control and reach the hands of the public, surviving the odds to become priceless relics. In a sense, error coins are like nature's fossils or space rocks. They are born from anomalies and accidents, yet they tell a deeper story about the systems that created them. The 2017 D penny is a reminder that even the most minor details, the tiniest imperfections, can yield incredible beauty and staggering value when seen